Okay, welcome to LAC 1. This is our last session. This is the agenda for today. You can write it down as you're taking notes. Or if you're watching the recording, you can always pause it and go back and finish those notes as well. So we're going to go over the week 9 calendar, your essential question for the week. And we're going to go over how to format your paper using Word and your rough draft rubric or the grading criteria. That way, some of you have already turned in your paper and have gotten a grade. If you just turned it in yesterday, I will be grading it today or tomorrow. So today and tomorrow I have some time set up to be grading your research paper so I can provide some feedback. Once I provide feedback, you should use that feedback and do the changes necessary in turning your final draft so you don't forget about it. That's final draft is worth 100 points. Rough draft is 200 points. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, here's the calendar for week 9. So you can, as you can see, we have, let's see, where is it? We have this entire week to finish up revising the paper. And it also gives me the time, the 2 to 3 days, to get back to you with your feedback. And then once you do that, you can turn in your paper. So I gave you until next week on Wednesday to turn in your final draft. Okay. So some of you already got feedback, and you just need to make a couple of changes, and then you can turn in your final draft before that due date. Okay. Any questions about this week's schedule? No. Okay, let's move on. Here's the essential question, and you guys should be writing down the question here. I know you don't need to turn in your notes for the class. You will get credit if you're here in person, but you still need to turn in something to your homeroom teacher. So it's better to spend this hour or so here and finish your notes so you don't have to worry about them later. Okay, questions? Okay, where do I stand in each category that I will be graded on as I evaluate my rough draft? So we're going to look into this, the grading rubric, at the end of the session. And maybe I'll share it for these students too. So those of you who are joining me via Blackboard, Collaborate, I just sent you a file of the grading criteria that you can take a look at. Okay, are we done with this slide? Nope. Okay. Where do I stand in each category that I will be graded on as I evaluate my rough draft? So there's 5 areas that you're going to evaluate yourself. We have paper right there. Okay, I'll post the essential question at the end of the session, just in case you miss it. Okay, we're going to move on. Due dates, if you have not written these down, make sure you write them down. I keep stressing this. So I shouldn't get in a week question, what? We had a research paper? When was that due? Okay, we went over this session. This is our 4th session talking about the research paper. So you guys should be aware that it is due. Okay. So past due is the outline. So that's minus 200 points if you have not turned that in. Past due is your rough draft. That's another, I'm sorry, the outline's 100 points. The rough draft's 200 points. Because for the final draft, there are just some smaller changes that need to be made. And I put a lot of weight on the rough draft since the outline is one of the major components that you go off of as well. Final draft, due 3/19, so I'm giving you plenty of time, and that is 100 points. Okay, all assignments must be typed and turned into the assigned basket in the Dropbox. Okay. Again, all assignments must be typed and turned into the assigned basket in the Dropbox. So, especially your rough drafts, final draft, they need to be typed. Otherwise, I'm not going to look at them. Okay, you have to go back and type them. Yes.
That was kind of my question, because I already wrote it out and something messed on the rough draft. I was just wondering if I could cut it out.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I know a lot of you like to write it down first, but you still need to type it up anyways for your final draft. So might as well turn it into neat type.
So we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to do a rough draft and then send it to you. You're going to send us back our errors.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you just fix those errors or additions or whatever you need to do, and then that would be your final. Yes. Okay. This you should, if you have not turned in your work, you should write down. So you're going to have a 25% late penalty after Friday, so this week. So if you haven't turned in your outline and your rough draft by this Friday, you get, yes, 25% off, okay? So that's a quarter of your grade.
And that's only rough draft?
Outline and rough draft. Mm-hmm. The final draft is due till next week, so you have time for that. So you better be working on it today and tomorrow so that you don't get deducted that many points. Before we go on spring break, I really want you guys all to be done with your research paper. Spring break is after this week and 2 more weeks. So at the end of the month, I think the 27th, 28th. A week. Okay, we went over the rough draft format, and I did take some points off for some of you who turned in a rough draft that didn't follow this format. Just a couple of points. It wasn't like 25% or more. It was maybe 5 points or so. Okay, you need size 12 times New Roman. You need to double space. I can tell some of you were not really sure how to use Word when you turn in your paper. So I will do a quick web tour of how to do that. And then I need a title, and you need to indent when you start a new paragraph. Header, last name, and page number. And you need to include intro, body, paragraphs, and conclusion. And each of your paragraphs should be at least 7 sentences long. Yes?
Do we need to perhaps justify it? Like, do we make it a block?
Yes. Yeah. So it should be. I'll show you how to format your paper right now. Let's see. So it should look like this: 1 inch around. Let's see. Where is it here? Application sharing. Okay, I'm going to open up Word. Web tour. Application sharing. Okay, so I'm going to share how to just quickly use your Word doc. Make sure you have your name. Okay, right here. Date. I have class. What else did I put in mine? Let me just double check. Yeah, teacher's name, Mrs. Alvarado. Okay. And then you want a title. You want to center the title. Okay. And then when you start writing, you want to indent. So you can just click on tab. Okay. Wow. Okay, so you are going to indent the first line of each paragraph. And then they should be a header, footer. I think it's under insert. Yeah. Here's a header. And then you want to type here, do the blink one. Okay, and then I would just put Alvarado. That's my last name. You don't know. Okay, just your last name, and then you're going to click on text to the right. Okay, you want to leave one space at least, and there should be numbers as well. Where's my number? Oh, thank you. Current position. There we go. Yes, current position. Thank you. Okay, so now it should set it. Yes.
Gotcha. So like, because I know when I just click header and type something, I'll appear on that on every single page. Only that I can't change it.
Oh, okay.
I have to do numbers, and then I'll be able to do like Alvarado, my last name, and then 1, and then on the second page, I'll say 2. I won't say 1.
Yes. So again, you would go to insert header, and then page number. You would click on it and just wherever it's currently at, right here, current position. So now you should see when you go on to your next one, it should say Alvarado 2, next Alvarado 3, etc., etc. Okay? So make sure you have this proper heading. And then one more thing, page layout. You can go to page layout, click on margin, and we just want to click on the normal one, okay? So normal. And it will be 1 inch around, okay, around the paper, so it will kind of block it off, okay? The only thing is that you'll notice every time you start a paragraph, I do want to see that indentation so I know you've started something new. And one thing that you're forgetting, that students were forgetting, is double space. Remember to double space. So I would go to page layout. And you guys need to know this for all your papers, for all your papers in high school. So you go to paragraph, and where it says line spacing, you want to click on double. See how it makes it so much easier to read than the single one. So you click on double and OK. So now when you keep writing right here, okay, it will automatically take it to the next line. Okay, it will double it up for you. Okay, any questions? This is just very simple, quick web tour tutorial on Word. Okay, so this is information you should know to set up your papers for any of your classes. Okay, so anything I'm forgetting or questions about that? Okay. Oh, and of course you want to save it. And I recommend having a folder just for LAC 1, so you can have everything there saved. Maybe you can refer to it later on if you need something for 10th grade, 11th grade. You can do that as well.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You say that the forms or the words must be in Times New Roman on 12 font. Can the title be bigger? Or is it
Yes, that's fine, but the standard size should be the same. Okay. Yeah, there's no need to change it, but I can see sometimes why some students want to change that. Okay, so let me get back. Application sharing permission off, right? Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. So, where is my whiteboard? There it is. Okay, I'm trying to get to some questions from my students in Blackboard as well. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so we did that. Okay, let's take a look at the rubric. And then that way you guys understand what your score means. Okay, there are 5 areas. We have purpose, ideas and content, structure and organization, language and word choice, sentences and mechanics. Okay, so all of these are out of 5 points. Okay, let's read purpose. Let's see, Anthony, I have you, Anthony. First, Anthony. Okay, read the first part, the purpose. What does that mean?
Okay.
Nice and loud so we can all hear, please.
Okay. The research paper fulfills its purpose of providing substantial information on the chosen topic. The writer seems interested in the topic and details provided are complete and cover the writer's topic fully. There is no irrelevant information present. The reader is not left with lingering questions about the topic.
Okay, so this basically means that you need to have a purpose, right? You need to have a thesis statement. Some of you, I did deduct a big chunk of points from your 200 because you had no thesis statement. So that is crucial to any paper. You need to have a direction, a purpose in your paper. And the topic sentences need to connect back to the thesis statement, okay? Our next one here, ideas and content. You can take a seat over there. How do you sit up here? There we go. And then, here. Okay, ideas and content. I'll have the other Anthony read.
Yeah.
Go. Nice and loud.
The research paper on the topic obviously incorrect the writer and the focus is clearly expressed in a thesis statement. The topic is sufficiently narrow to be adequately covered. The topic is full research and the research paper is filled with facts and quotations and cited sources including periodicals and books. The research paper does not contain the writer's opinions on the topic. There is an example of internal quotations and conversations that were educated to all the research.
Thank you. Okay, so this is very important right here. Okay, it needs to stay on topic, and a lot of you, not a lot of you, but a big number, I would say, had issues with this part. With your works cited page, that was worth 50 points. I had told you last session that I would have to deduct that many points. And I also deducted points if you did not have your in-text citations, because that's basically not a research paper. Okay, you need to show me your research throughout your body paragraph. Okay. Structure and organization. Who wants to read that one? Otherwise, I'll just pick. Okay, go.
The writer created a clear outline and followed it. The research paper has a clear structure with an introductory paragraph that grabs the reader's attention and clearly states the thesis. Every body paragraph contains facts or other evidence that supports the thesis. The conclusion tells the reader what the writer has learned or leaves the reader with something to think about. The writer uses an appropriate pattern and organization that fits the topic and thesis. Transitions are used to clarify ideas and move smoothly within and between paragraphs.
Thank you. So structure and organization, I'm really taking a look at if you followed the outline. Okay, so I provided an outline for you. If you followed it, you're probably going to get your 5 out of 5 points. If you definitely stayed away from that and developed your own structure and organization, but it doesn't include what I wanted, you're going to be deducted points from your structure and organization criteria. Thank you. Okay, language and word choice. Who wants to read that one? Someone different.
Yeah, let's get that.
Okay, let's see. Marco, language and word choice. Go. Our fourth one. And it's right here in front.
Wow. In class. You read my foot.
Okay. Okay, guys, respectful.
They explain concepts and provide clear information. The language is precise and does not leave the reader questioning meaning. The research paper has alternative objective goals and is written in the formal style.
Good job. Yes. So you have to definitely use formal language, okay, and make sure that it is precise and does not leave the reader with any questions. So you need to be precise and to the point, very objective, serious. Thank you. Okay, last one here. Sentences and mechanics. Let's see who's going to read. Nathan, last one. Okay, so you don't have one either?
I did.
Quotations contain the exact words of the writer and not punctuated correctly. If the quotation is embellished as a phrase in a sentence, it is not capitalized. All citations within the research paper and on the words cited page are offered, especially when there are extremely few errors in grammar, usage, and mechanics, and those that exist do not
Impede?
understanding.
Thank you. Okay, so again, you want to take a look at capitalization and have few errors in grammar, usage, and mechanics. Okay? So, this is how I graded it. This is my little formula, just so you know how I came up with the number. I just didn't make it up in my head. Okay? So, your works cited page is worth a quarter of your grade, so that is 50 points, right? 50 out of 200 is a quarter. Okay? So, if you, each area is graded on a 5-point scale, so it's 5 times 5. So 25 points is the max you can get. And then I times that by 6, since we have 150 left out of 50. Okay? So if you got a 25 times 6, that's 150 points out of 150 points. And then I add your 50 points for your works cited page. That's how we come up with 200 points possible. Okay? That doesn't mean just because you turned it in, you're going to get 200 points. Okay? This is where I'm the most critical in your rough draft, where I do deduct points based on this criteria. For your final draft, a lot of you will be getting the full credit if you just follow the directions that I give you, the feedback. If I tell you, okay, just go back and fix your works cited, your in-text citation, fix your works cited page. If I give you one area to focus on and you do it, I will give you the full credit for the final draft. Okay, but this is where I'm most critical because I really want you to focus on those areas that are in need. And some students have asked me, what if I score really, really low? So if you're under a 150, you can resubmit it for a higher grade. Okay, it doesn't mean you're going to get over a 190. Okay, but you can resubmit for a higher grade for your writing assignment. Okay, so what is next? You're going to submit your response to essential questions for today's session. Okay, and that includes doing a self-evaluation of your 5 areas that you will be graded on. Okay, so here's an example for those who are joining me via Blackboard. For you, I have something else for you to do. it's about the same thing. So purpose, at least one sentence for each of these areas in your response. It should be included in the summary section of your notes. And then give me a score that you give yourself from 1 to 5, and then explain why and what you need to work on. Okay? So 5, I clearly state in my thesis what I will talk about in my report. 3, I need more in-text citations and resources in my writing. Okay, so you're going to give yourself a score from 1 through 5, and then give me a reasoning. Okay, so this is it for my students joining me via Blackboard. Okay, so I'm going to exit. If you have any questions I didn't answer, make sure to K-mail me. Okay. Okay, welcome to Spanish 1. This is Unit 25. And here is the count. Actually, let me see if I have the agenda here. Okay, here's the agenda. We're going to go over calendar for the week, essential question 9. Our vocabulary will be on vacation. And grammar practice today is the personal A. And then here's our calendar. You're finishing up Unit 24. You should be done with that next week on Tuesday, and then you're starting Unit 25. So again, this is a preview to what is to come on the next unit. Here's our essential question. Okay, so if you're taking notes, write them down. For the in-person students, if you're watching this online, you should all be taking notes so you can have something to turn into your homeroom teacher. Okay, when do we use the personal A or the personal A in Spanish? And you're going to give an example in your explanation. And I just did a file transfer for my Spanish 1 students via Blackboard. For exercises we're going to go over for the personal A. And then those of you who are in person, you have it already in front of you. Okay, you can give it to me. You have it?
Okay.
Okay, are we good with this slide? Yeah? Okay, again, so you're going to explain when we use the personal A, and you want to give an example with your explanation. Okay, we're going to go over the vocabulary right now. I gave you the vocabulary sheet for the unit, so make sure you take a look at that one. Hi. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we have our vocabulary for de vacaciones. Okay, let's take a look at number 1. Okay, and let's look at our vocabulary. So which one would that one be? And these are our options right here. We have el hotel. What's el hotel? El país.
Country.
La ciudad.
City.
City. La playa. The beach. El parque de diversiones. What do we have? There's an example. Okay. Amusement park. You can take a look and see there's a card made there. Parque, park. Okay, it gives you that hint. And then we have the last one, el lago. Lake. Okay, yes. Okay, so now let's match them up. So number 1, which one is it in Spanish? Spanish. Muy bien. El parque de diversiones. Okay, número 2. Okay, I'm hearing La Playa. That's correct. Okay, número 3. Okay, La Ciudad. Yes, we have a lot of buildings, edificios. Okay, y número 4. País, say país. País. El país. Good. Number 5. El hotel, looks like they're checking in el hotel. Número 6. El lago. Okay, good. Okay, let's do our set number 2. Set number 2. We have el estadio. ¿Qué es estadio? Stadium. Monumento. Okay, these are some places we would visit when we're on vacation. Monument. Gracias. El lugar. Place. El museo. Another comment. Museum. El mar. Sí, el parque. Sí, parque again. Nacional. National Park. Yes. Okay, so we're going to match. Número 1. ¿Cuál es número 1? El monumento. Yes. Okay. Número 2. Museo. Let's say museo. 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 Number 3. Número 3. Sí, el Parque Nacional. Okay. Número 4. Este es the place. So, what's the place? El lugar. Número 5. Mira qué bonito. ¿Qué es 5? El mar. Sí. Y número 6. Estadio. Estadio. Let's go say estadio. Estadio. Okay. Vamos a set número 3. Okay, we have 4 sets. El teatro. ¿Qué es el teatro? Theater, yes. Another cognate here. Salir. To go out. El viaje. Trip. To go on a trip. Yes. El boleto. Another cognate. El zoológico. El árbol. Tree. Okay. Número 1, ¿qué tenemos? Teatro. Let's say teatro. Número 2. Boleto. Boleto. Okay. Número 3. Árbol. Let's all say árbol. There we go. Much better. Okay. Número 4. What are they doing? El viaje. Sí. Viaje. Viaje. 5. Zoológico. Sí. Y 6. Salir. Okay. Set número 4. Okay. El último set. Okay. Oh, we have a couple students joining us a little late. Okay. Ir de vacaciones. Ir de vacaciones. Okay. To go on vacation. We have that one. Okay. Temprano. Number 2. Número 2. Early. Tarde. Late. 3. Fantástico. Fantastic. Yeah, fun there. Okay. Impresionante. Impressive. Yeah. Okay. Comprar recuerdos. Número 1. Sí, to buy souvenirs. Okay, so we just did our practice with our vocabulary this way. And okay, there are a couple other ones I just wanted to go over. We have some useful words. I don't think, let's see. We have durante, temprano, tarde, fantástico, impresionante. Okay. And then a review, some of these that you saw, comprar recuerdos, ir de vacaciones, salir, aprender, descansar, regresar, sacar fotos, viajar y visitar. Okay, okay, we're going to work on 1 through 3. You have it on your sheet here. Not there, so try to look at those cognates, try to look at your vocabulary sheet as well. And you guys can help each other out. So I'm going to walk around and help you guys out. So work on 1 through 3 from, what is this? Trying to take over my computer here. Okay, you guys should be working on the warm-up 1 through 3. I don't know why my computer's doing that. Okay. Okay, let's see. Graciela, number 1. Can you read number 1 and give me your choice? So you have, what did you choose for this one? El zoológico. Okay, hay muchas clases. What hay muchas clases de animales mean? Yeah, has to do with animals, so we're going to choose el zoológico. Okay, thank you. Number 2, Corey. Try reading number 2.
Vamos a ver el juego de fútbol en el estudio.
El estadio, muy bien, estadio. So your juego de fútbol, what's juego de fútbol? Football. Soccer, what's juego? Juego de fútbol. It comes from jugar, but in this term we're talking about a soccer game. Juego de fútbol. Okay? A fútbol americano would be the football that we know, right? Okay. Number 3, let's see, Sabella. Just give it a try. Uh-huh. Yeah, so artefactos looks very similar to an English word that we have. Artifacts and history. So which one of these would you think? What do you think? A, el museo. Okay, vamos a ver. Okay, so check your answers. We have el zoológico, el estadio, y el museo. You guys got those? How many of you got 100%? Good. Okay, let's try the next 2 here, 4 and 5. And then I'm going to call on some of you to help out. 4 and 5. Let's go. 4 and 5. Okay, let's see. Número 4. I'll have Rudy. Go. Okay. Para recordar mi viaje, what does that mean?
I'm looking at recall, but it needs to recall.
To recall, okay. To remember, yeah, Mi viaje, what's mi viaje? My trip, yes. So, I need to do that. Yes, to remember your trip. Okay, last one. Let's see. Anthony Linares. Sí. Yes. So camera is what? A camera, yeah. So you would use your camera to take pictures. Good. So those should be correct, B and C. Okay. Now we're going to go over the personal A or the personal A. Okay, so first of all, you need to know what a direct object is. Okay, so if you're in English, you should know, if you're taking English 9, you should know what a direct object is. Okay. It's a noun or pronoun that receives the action of a verb. And here are examples. Mike hits the ball. George calls Mark. He calls her. Okay? So it's receiving the action. Okay. When the direct object of a sentence is a person, you're gonna it's gonna be preceded by the preposition a in Spanish. Okay, so let me show you how that looks. Okay, so let's take a look at these two sentences in English. So Morgan sees the tree. That one's just an object, right? The tree. Morgan sees Anna. Okay, look how it looks in Spanish. Morgan ve, and then the tree is el árbol. Morgan ve. We have to use a preceded before the name of the person, pronoun, or noun. Okay, so Morgan ve a Ana. So we wouldn't say Morgan ve Ana. Okay. So in Spanish, we must use the personal a in the second sentence because the direct object, Ana, is a person. Okay? So we would use a in the second sentence.
Does that mean the direct object is after the A? Or can it come before?
Usually after. Okay, so let's take a look at the exceptions. You guys should be writing the exceptions down because these are the ones that are tricky. They try to trick you on your unit test with these. Okay, so if you see the verb tener, you are not going to use the personal a. Okay? So instead of saying tengo a dos hermanos, you're not going to use the a. You're just going to say tengo dos hermanos. Leave it out. You're not using a for that one. So tengo comes from the verb tener, which is to have. So if you ever see any form of tener, you do not need to use the personal a. That's one rule, one exception. Remember, personal a refers to someone that you know personally. And it will. I'll clarify that in the next two examples. Okay, number two. The personal I is also not used if the person is indefinite, if you don't know specifically who that person is. For example, we have, I need a lawyer. It's just a lawyer. It could be any lawyer. You don't know who the lawyer is, then you do not need the personal a. Okay? Necesito un abogado. We wouldn't say necesito a un abogado. That's incorrect. We just say necesito un abogado because we don't know who that lawyer is. It's indefinite. Someone's name, yeah, because you know them, or it could be maybe your pet, which is the third one I'm going to go over, which is a pet is treated like a person. Okay, but other animals wouldn't be. Okay, so the third one here, pets are treated like people. Other animals are not. So if you're talking about your pet, dog or cat, whatever pet you have, you're going to use the a. But if you're talking about just animals in general, you don't have that personal connection to them, then you wouldn't use the personal a. So let's take a look at these two examples. I hear my dog bark. Okay, that one you need the personal a because that is your pet. I hear the elephant. That one you would not need the personal a because elephants really don't have a connection to you. They're not your pet. So take a look at how this looks. Oigo a, and then mi perro va. We wouldn't say oigo a los elefantes. Okay, they're not personal to us. Oigo los elefantes. So these are the three rules that we need to remember when using the personal a. And you're going to have a chance to practice today, but you need to pay attention to these rules so that you know whether they're correct or incorrect sentences. So so now we're going to work on exercises. And those of you who are joining me via Blackboard Collaborate, I sent out the file, so make sure that you open it up and you work on that. We're going to work on it here in our class. You can also go to Tools on the upper left-hand corner, and then go to, go to Window, and then Show File Transfer Library, and you want to upload the Spanish 1 exercise that I provided. Okay, we'll go over it in a little bit. Okay, so right now we're working on 1 through 10. Okay. So you are going to decide, based on these rules that we went over, if 1 through 10 are correct or incorrect, or grammatically correct or incorrect. Okay? Remember, you only use the personal a if it's someone that you know, or if it's your pet. You're not going to use it if you see the verb tener, or you're not going to use it if the person you're referring to is really unknown, it's indefinite. Okay? 1 through 10. You're either going to write correct or incorrect. Girls in? Okay, so these two, they're referring to things, not people. And then take a look at number 8. Take a look at number 8. There's no rule against it. And then this is referring to a ball, to T. So these are things that we're referring to things.
Eight and 9. I think about 9 is incorrect, but 8. And then is not there. If you use the verb in it, do not that is correct. That's already correct. Comes from the verb. They're pretty Are those needed your pets? Only when they're your pets. Okay? Only if they are your pets, you use the personal off. If not, take out the off. I would cross out the off to that end. Cross out the off to that end. Make sure you take a look at your exception. I thought it was a little really can put a yeah, in this case, you can because you're not using this as an article. You're using it as a program. Right? And but they're incorrect. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Well, you got an answer to it.
I see. Like turned into the fish right there.
How's it going? Same thing like this one, it's a lawyer. And the camera kept going down, down, down. You don't need that. Okay, we're going to review our responses now. Okay, number one. See. Number one, Tristan, what do you have for that one? Correct or incorrect? Marbella, Bea, Julio. And why is that correct?
Because it's referring to Julio.
Yeah, a person that you know. Good. Okay, number two, número dos, Sabella, what do you have for that one? Correct. And why is that? So number two. Muy bien. That is grammatically correct in Spanish. Okay, número tres. Let's see, Leo. Incorrect. And why is that?
Because you're, it's like a lawyer, it's talking about your aunt, but you don't know who your aunt is.
Look at the first verb. You're close. There we go. Tener. Yeah, number three, if you see the verb, if it comes from tener, you do not use the personal a. Okay, number four. Go. Okay, and why is that?
Because the pet uses the A with the pet, but not other animals.
Perfect. Tiger is not your pet. Okay, so you would just say tengo, veo los tigres, no a los tigres. Okay, good. Okay, Corey, número 5. Correct. And why is that? What? Take a look at it again. Perro, what is a perro? You're correct. Yes, your dog. Your dog, Diego. Yes. Okay, so it's a pet. You're going to use the personal a, so you were right. Okay. Número 6, Adrian. Necesito a un doctor. Is that correct or incorrect? Why is that?
Number 6.
Thank you. Okay. Number 7, Rudy. Why? Why? That is not your pet, yes. Okay, so that one you said it was incorrect. Good. Okay, 8. Marco. It is correct. We don't have an exception for that one. Okay? So 8 was a tough one for some of you. Okay, 9, Graciela. Why? Yeah, it's not a person or a pet. So it's incorrect. And number 10, Sebastian. Incorrect, and why is that? You're right, but why is that? Huh? You're not sure? What's té? Bebo el té. Yeah, it's an object. Okay, té is a type of drink. It's tea. Okay, so that is an object. It's not a personal connection, so you're not using that personal a. Okay. Okay, preguntas. Do you guys have any questions with the personal ask? Nope. Okay. So make sure that you answer your essential question 9 in Middlebury to get credit if you're watching via Blackboard Collaborate. If you have any questions, you need help or tutoring, those of you who are here in person, please stay. And then I am going to sign off your yellow sheet as well. Thank you again.